One of the benefits of being self-employed, being a sole proprietor, is I'm in a very good position to win Employee of the Month. I usually win, and I get a pizza party, I get the preferred parking spot. You know, these are very important perks for a person during their professional lives. I am totally deserving of Employee of the Month, guys. I totally earned it this time. I saved the company a ton of money because I was lugging firewood and my fingers get cold, you know? So I've come up with a very inexpensive, cheap, but very durable winter glove. And I'm gonna show it to you guys here. I had a life experience a few years back when I was buying a camper. I was wanting to know what size truck I would need to pull the camper. I had a half-ton truck, but it was an older one. And was the camper going to be too big to fit on the back of it? I would ask the camper sales store, and they wouldn't answer my question. I would ask the salesperson that was selling me the camper. He wouldn't tell me. What I had learned was you don't look to them for your answer. You think outside the box. So I went to a spring shop, you know, people that work on the trucks, and I said, will a truck with this kind of springs pull this camper? Yes. They will answer the question. And that gets me to gloves. Guys, you don't read advertisements for gloves. You go ask the firewooder. Who else has more knowledge on how gloves perform and which are the ones to get and which are the ones to stay away from? Which ones are worth spending money on? Which ones are worth not spending money on? You ask a firewooder because we're always working with our hands. And is there something that gives a bigger workout to a pair of gloves than firewood? I think that there's probably some things out there, but right now all I can think of is firewood. I recall when I first got into firewood, I went and got a pair of those mechanics gloves, you know, and man, they were pricey, like $30, $40 for a pair. And what I learned right away, they didn't last. It was by the end of the month, I had a hole worn in the fingers. And by the end of the month, I had duct tape wrapped around each finger. And why was I wrapping duct tape around my fingers instead of just throwing them in the garbage? Because I felt like a dummy spending all that money on a pair of gloves that wore a hole in the finger within a month. I started looking around and I noticed at Harbor Freight that they sell these $1.99 gloves, and I love them. They work great, they're grippy, they feel nice to have on your hands, but it doesn't take too long that they start wearing out too. Within a week or two, you start getting some holes in your fingers. Now, you don't feel that bad throwing these in the garbage can, but you know, it's still money that you could probably find a better way to spend. So these Harbor Freight gloves, they work really good. But then I found something even better. These are, I buy these off of Amazon. They are Atlas Showa brand. And these cost, I think, $25 or $30 for 12 pair. And man, these things, now they're not as grippy as the Harbor Freight gloves, but they are tough. Guys, these will last over a month before they wear a hole in the fingers. But the challenge is in the wintertime, man, they don't have a lot of insulation. My fingers get cold and I don't feel like working outside anymore. I needed to get something that was warmer, but still as durable as these things. And then, you know, I looked into these things, and guys, these are all different kinds of brands, but these gloves, I don't know about these things. I really do think the only reason people buy these gloves is because they didn't need a pair of gloves to begin with. You can't move your fingers. There's no gripping or anything. It's just, and it's not comfortable on your hands. These things, I don't know. If you have these in your garage, good for you, but you don't see these very often in the wood pile. I went on this course to find the perfect glove because I used to work with mittens, firewood mittens, and I don't know, guys, they work pretty good, but I got a lot of people that was criticizing me for stacking wood in mittens, and I would like to call them out, but I'm just not the kind of person to point fingers. But while I was at Harbor Freight, I bought me a pair of gloves. I always get these welder's gloves for my outdoor wood furnace. It keeps my arms protected, and if you do got to reach in and pull out a hot log, these give you some good protection. So I do get these, and these work too, but you know, they're not good to stack wood with because you can't move your fingers around, you can't feel stuff. Have you ever heard of the old saying, when life deals you lemonade, you drink it? And that's exactly how I won Employee of the Month this time, guys. I ordered a pair of gloves and they were the wrong size. And instead of throwing them away and throwing my $30 in the garbage, I had an aha moment. Here's the deal with these Atlas gloves. If you guys have bought these, there's something odd. These are the large. They got the red band on them. For me, the large is just a tad too small. But I went ahead and ordered the extra larges, and the extra larges are just way too big. You know, I can't even pick up logs because they will fall out of your hands, and the gloves keep getting pulled off your hands. And that's what I had ordered these. So I had $30 in 12 pair of these extra large gloves. And I thought, you know, that's just wasted money. But that is when I drank the lemonade, because I was in Harbor Freight, and guys, they sell these kind of gloves. You get 6 pair for, it's like $5. And that is where I had my aha moment. Because here's what you can do. And this is what I use now in the wintertime, and they work great. These are ambidextrous. No, wait, they're not ambidextrous. You can use them on either your right or your left hand. So you put these on your hand. They're nylon. They're kind of cushy. And then I slide my glove that's too big for my hand over top of them. And I pull it on. I work it in. And I have an insulated work glove, guys, that lasts for months, huh? And what's really cool is you can just take these off and the liner stays inside of them. So guys, I have tons of these. I have them in all my trucks, and I have them in the garage, and your hands don't get cold in the wintertime when you're stacking firewood with these. And once you use them, they get matted down a little bit better, and they just stay put. But they really work. The one downside though is, you know, what if you're dealing with snow? But I had found that if you get snow on the back of your gloves, it takes a while for it to work into your hand. And if your hand gets wet, you just take these off, throw them on the register in the house, and you put another pair on. But here you go, guys. I don't even know what these gloves would be for. Why would you want something like this? It's not very useful. I don't know. But I'll just make my extra one right here. You know, I had thought about making a whole bunch of these and selling them, but I don't know if I could get anyone to take them off my hands. Here we are. It is a moderately nice winter day. Man, my hands are just toasty warm. In fact, they're getting too hot. I'm afraid to pick up a cold Dr. Pepper. I might make it too warm and I wouldn't want to drink it. But here is the beauty of these gloves, guys. Let's do the math. My strong suit. I hope everyone is sitting down for this, all right? I have an Amazon affiliate link to these gloves. You can check them out. I'm telling you, these things last, and they last for a long time. But let's do the math on this. You can get 12 of them for $30. So that comes out to $2.50 a pair, plus these, which you get 6 for $5, and that comes out to $0.80. $2.50 plus 80 cents comes out to a whopping $3.30, guys, for a glove that is going to last you the entire winter in one pair. And that's for 6 pair, because you only get 6 pair of these. So just get 2 bundles of these and you got 12 pairs of gloves, guys. You are golden and warm. But I know what you're saying, Joe, these are really cool numbers, but they're gloves, man. And how do I know if they're actually going to work? Well, let's put them to the test. Let's do it right now. My hands are really warm. There you go, guys. I am very serious. If you have a question about gloves, ask a person who deals with firewood. They'll tell you what works and what doesn't. But if you are trying to save a buck like me, but you also want something that's functional and warm in the wintertime, guys, I'm showing it to you right now. Check out my description box. I'll put a link to the Atlas gloves. These things work, they last, and they last a long time. Guys, I have a pair of these from last winter, and look, the fingers aren't even worn out on them yet. And I'm serious, they keep your fingers warm. So if there is any question on why did I win Employee of the Month again, well, there you go, guys. It's because I thought outside the box. I made lemonade out of a glove that wouldn't fit on my hand, and I figured out a way to solve a problem. My fingers were cold and I didn't like working outside in the wintertime. Problem solved. So I hope that this helped you out, and I recommend give it a shot and let me know how it works. I think you will be impressed, and all of that money that you saved, you can spend it on something else. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Everyone have a great day. It's a frozen pizza. I guess I got to go heat it up in the oven.